All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. It is Tuesday. It is Election Day. We are live in New York City, actually just a few, less than a mile away from Donald Trump's headquarters and Hillary Clinton's headquarters here in New York City. So the eyes of the world are on New York City. In just a moment, we'll be joined by former Congressman from the great state of Texas, former House Majority Leader Tom DeLay. And this is the place to be throughout the night as we bring you, of course, our special election coverage. It all comes to an end tonight. The question is, how will it end? Now, if you look at Drudge, he's got a headline: Hillary up in PA, Trump up in Arizona, Georgia, Iowa, North Carolina, and Ohio, while Colorado, Florida, Michigan, and Nevada are up for grabs. And, of course, the first polls actually close at 6 o'clock. We will bring you all the results. That's, interestingly enough, Kentucky and Indiana. Nothing too controversial there. But all eyes will be on Florida and New Hampshire and Georgia possibly at 7 p.m. And then at 7:30, North Carolina is added to the fray with their polls closing. So it's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. But how fast will the election be determined? We just don't know. Now, there's some news. A district judge in Nevada, has turned down a Trump campaign request to set aside ballots, early voting ballots from a district in Clark County. The reason the Trump campaign wanted that was because they said that early voting lines were open 2 hours past closing time, enabling many to vote when they shouldn't have been voting. The judge said the system is in place already to set aside and keep track of every vote, and that they should have gone to the state's attorney general, not to the court. So keep that in mind. If the election is close, if it comes down to a state, if Nevada is in play, that could be something significant. We also have scattered reports in Pennsylvania, for instance, people voting down the line in the voting booth, Republican, and it flips to Democrat. Several instances of those kinds of claims. Also, voting booths not working. I know in New York City, where, of course, it's all Hillary all the time, even there's been some irregularities reported. So keep all of that in mind. Now, the polls, going into today, Hillary ahead in almost every national poll except the Investor's Business Daily, which has gotten it right. Got it right last time. They had Trump up by 2, and the LA Times had Trump up by 4. But I'll tell you a poll that Hillary has 68% support in. That is a poll done by the Arab Center for Research Policy Studies in Washington, D.C. They polled 9 countries, including Saudi Arabia, the House of Saud, which supports Hillary, 68%. And don't forget that repressive, repulsive, disgusting government that throws gays off rooftops, treats women like garbage, gave Hillary Rodham Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, whatever, same thing, 20 million or so. And she was asked by Donald Trump to pledge to give it back. She never answered the question. He never pursued it. That was in debate number 3, if I do recall. So we have you up to date on that. Also, interesting story here. Let's put this up. I want you to see some poll workers in Nevada apparently breaking the law. Breaking the law. Here it is. You'll see them wearing a T-shirt, Defeat Trump. There's 1, 2, and I would venture to guess that the rest of them there. You can't do that. You just can't do that. That is in, did I say Nevada? Yeah, that's Nevada. You can't wear those T-shirts. In fact, my son came with me to vote today in New Jersey, and rightfully, he was tossed because he insisted on wearing his Trump hat and a Trump-Pence T-shirt. I said, you can't go in there with that. Don't worry. So he was right for a while. We got in. Nobody bothered him. I was getting in line to vote, and a woman said, you can't be in here with that. Get out. And he got out. And I told him, I said, you shouldn't have done that. Anyway, how did they get away with this? How do poll workers wear Dump Trump shirts? I know. Sour grapes. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Right? Right. Who's going to win? I addressed this in the show we did 2 hours ago on America Talks Live, and I don't know. I said before, and I'll say it again. If I had a bet, if someone had a gun to my head and said, you got to bet, I'd bet on Hillary because she's leading in every poll, just about, right? Not state by state necessarily, but the roadmap is better for her. Supposedly, national polls, are better for her. So if I'm forced to bet, that's what I do. But what's going to happen? Is there a groundswell of people coming out? Is the Trump, revolution going to result in a revolutionary amount of votes? Could be. Could be. We shall see. Now.